Just watch this clip real quickly. That's Amber's super, except it's not supposed to look like that. It's not supposed to go everywhere. It's not supposed to be that big. That is what happens when the Starr Nova modifier completely breaks the game's damage system, and whatever brawler is standing anywhere near that fire is just instantly dead. And here's the thing, I've been playing Brawl Stars for years. I sat through bad updates, I sat through broken brawlers, terrible balance patches, frustrating meta shifts, but I genuinely cannot think of a single piece of content this game has ever added that has been this broken, this poorly designed, and disrespectful for the people actually playing it. The Starr Nova collab is the worst thing Brawl Stars has ever done, and by the end of this video, you're gonna agree with me. I want to be fair here. On paper, the concept isn't terrible. Crystals spawn around the map during matches. Grab one, you transform to a Star Patrol character between Spike, Bee, Juju, Amber, or even now Starr Nova. Each one comes with a unique kit. Supercell described them as significantly more powerful than your base brawler. You use that power to push through the matches and outside the game. You grind Nova drops to level your Star Girls up, and eventually unlock the Void Master free skin for free. That's the pitch. And yeah, on paper, I get it. But here's what Supercell got completely wrong. When you describe a modifier that is significantly more powerful than a base brawler, and then attach that modifier to a random pickup that spawns in the middle of a live trophy game, you haven't made the game more fun. You made skill irrelevant. You hand the match to whoever happens to be standing near a crystal when it spawns. That's not a fun event mechanic. That's a coin flip with extra steps, and everything that came after launch only made it worse. Okay, so the modifier goes live, week 1, and within days, not weeks, days, people are finding glitches that make the whole thing completely unplayable. For example, Meeple transforms and their gadget cooldown stops working entirely. It just resets on loop. So now you got a brawler who's already supercharged from the Star Gold transformation, and now she can spam her gadget with 0 cooldown. In live matches, not in beta, not a test server, the actual game you're trying to push trophies in. Juju transforms and her superstars function like an 8-bit damage booster turret, passively amplifying the damage of every single ally near her. And that wasn't enough, there are also reports of her applying a bow star power stun to nearby enemies. One transformation giving her abilities from 2 completely different brawlers that she has nothing to do with. And then there's Amber, the clip that you saw at the start of this video. When Amber transforms and her fire touches certain brawlers, the game starts spawning copies of that brawler super inside the flame, over and over. The damage compounds in ways the game has not built to calculate. A single fire trap wiping entire teams instantly. 3 completely different game-breaking bugs, all from the same modifier, all in week 1, all in your live matches. Tell me, if a student handed an assignment with 3 catastrophic errors in the first week, you'll fail them. Supercell shipped this to millions of players. But I need you to stay with me, because week 2 made this all look like nothing. Supercell held back Starr Nova's own crystal during week 1. She wasn't part of the modifier yet. They were easing her in, which in theory sounds like responsible rollout planning. Except it clearly wasn't, because the moment that her crystal went live in week 2, players immediately discovered that on Stu, Starr Nova can chain her supers back to back for the entire 7 seconds. Here's exactly what happens. Her super is supposed to charge passively over time. That's the intended mechanic. But with Stu, something breaks in how her passive interacts with her kit. Instead of charging slowly, she gets her super back on every single hit she lands during those 7 seconds. So she's dashing in, swinging, and she's getting her super back instantly, back to back with 0 downtime for the full duration. And in sword form, she's covering her 150-degree arc with every swing. Her attacks are instant. So for 7 seconds, she's just endlessly dashing at you, chaining supers on every hit. 7 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but in Brawl Stars, it's a full team wipe. This one is some obscure case edge interaction buried deep in the code. Players found it within days of week 2 going live, which means either Supercell didn't test it at all with Stu, or they tested it, missed it, and shipped it anyways. Neither of those is acceptable for a modifier affecting live trophy road matches. 2 weeks, 4 major glitches, 0 of them caught before release. And you thought this was bad? There's even more. I want to make something very clear. If Supercell fixed every single glitch I just described, patched Meeple, fixed Juju, corrected Amber, resolved the Stu interaction, the Starr Nova event wouldn't still be bad. It would still be the worst collab this game has ever had, because the fundamental design is broken. Crystals randomly spawn your match. The team that picks up more crystals gets significantly more powerful characters. The team that gets significantly more powerful characters wins. That's the entire competitive equation of a match when this modifier is active. Not your brawler knowledge, not your positioning, not your team composition or your rotations or anything that makes Brawl Stars actually worth playing. Did you just get more crystals than the other team? Bam, you won. Think about what that means for every match this modifier shows up in. You could be playing the best Brawl Stars game of your life. Perfect reads on the opponent, perfect positioning, your team communicating, executing, and then Crystal spawns on their side of the map. One of them grabs it, and you lose. Not because they outplayed you, because a random item spawned closer to them. That is not a collab. That is not fun content. That is a removal of a skill from a skill-based game, dressed up in an anime theme, and forced into your trophy road matches whether you want it there or not. You can't opt it out. You cannot avoid it. It just shows up and decides your match is there for you. Supercell built a system that actively punishes good players, and I genuinely don't understand how that passed any internal review. Okay, let's just say you accept all of that. You decide, fine, the modifier is what it is. I'm just going to focus on the event and get the free skin. The free skin is Voidmaster Finks. To unlock it, you need 100 Nova drops. As a free-to-play player, you can earn a maximum of 125 drops over the 20-day event. That is if you get your first win and your sixth win every single day without missing once. Your buffer is 25 drops. That sounds like a lot until you realize missing one day costs you 2 drops. Miss a week and you're in genuine danger of not making the free reward at all. And what's the act of opening these drops like? You hold your finger on the screen, you watch a bar fill. The longer you hold, the better the reward supposedly is. And then you let go and you get coins, or power points, the exact same resources that you earn from a few minutes of playing normally. Supercell built an engagement mechanic. Hold your finger on the screen to make you feel like you're doing something and put coins behind it. They made this opening loot box feel interactive so you stay in the app longer. That is textbook manipulative design, and they wrapped it in the same event that is breaking your trophy matches. This is a generous free event. Every part of it, the daily win requirements, the tight drop budget, the hold to open mechanic, is engineered to keep you logged in, keep you engaged, and keep your attention metrics looking good on Supercell's dashboard. Your fun is not the priority, your presence in the app is. I know some people are going to say, it's just a seasonal event, it's not that serious, and I push back on that hard. This season was supposed to matter. Brawl Stars was genuinely recovering coming into 2026. Buffy's brought players back. The trophy rework fixed something players had complained about for years. The momentum was real, and Supercell had an opportunity with this season. Season 50, a milestone number, to show that the game has turned a corner. Instead, this is what happened. Damien launched broken and crashed lobbies. Clad had to be fully disabled because of a permanent invincibility glitch. The 5th update broke Brawl Ball muscle memory built over years. The new shop leaked exclusive competitive cosmetics to everyone on day 1. And the seasonal event, the thing that was supposed to be the bright spot, the fun part players could point to and say that at least that content was good, broke in week 1 and then broke again in week 2. When everything around the event is already on fire, the event cannot also be on fire. It needed to be the one thing that worked, it wasn't. And I think this community deserves to say clearly and loudly that this is not okay. Not because this update was rough, okay? Not that they'll fix it next patch, okay? The pattern of shipping broken content, letting players absorb it, and rolling out fixes day later while the damage is already done, that pattern has to stop. Because players came back to this game. They gave it another chance based on real improvements, and this is what the game did with its trust. Worst collab Brawl Stars has ever done. I said it at the start, and I'll say it again now that you've seen everything. It broke 4 different ways in 2 weeks. Its core mechanics removed skill from a game built entirely on skill. The regression system is designed to pressure you into logging in every day or losing the reward, and it shipped in a season that was already struggling under the weight of every other thing that went wrong. This isn't me hating on the game. This is me holding back to the standard it set for itself when things were actually going well. Buffy's were great. The trophy rework was great. Supercell is capable of getting it right. What makes it even more frustrating is when something this broken goes out the door. If you felt the same way, drop a comment. And if there's something about this event I missed or got wrong, tell me. I want to know. Like the video if this said what you were already thinking, and subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you in the next one.